And we're moving into a public hearing, an ordinance to amendment of the 4-53 residency of town employees, first reading. Ms. Berry, could you do a little?
Sure. Council is requested to affirm on its first reading an ordinance to amend and enact Farmville Town Code Chapter 453 pertaining to the residency of town employees as presented in your packet. There were no speakers that signed up this evening, Mr. Mayor.
All right, public hearing is now open. Seeing there's no one signed in, is there anyone that would like to speak for or against? Hearing none? Closed. The meeting is closed. And we have a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I move the council affirm on its first reading the ordinance to amend and re-act Farmville Town Code Chapter 4-53 pertaining to residency of town employees as presented.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I made the motion mainly due to the fact that I want to see some changes. It's not what I would like to see, but I do think we need to make some changes with the police chief, but I'd like to see us move further and make some changes in regards to our directors and public works and some of the other departments. But my fellow councilman didn't want to agree to that, so I guess we'll take what we have tonight and improve that and then come back, bring it back at a later time, sometime in the near future.
Anyone else?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I also would like to see changes but in the other direction. I think that the more hard line that we get on more of these positions, the harder it will be to hire quality candidates who may live outside of the town or outside of the county as we move forward. Certainly this isn't going to impact any of the department heads that we have right now. But in the future, when future councils go and cast their net for quality candidates to fill these departments, it's going to be difficult to find people to fill those positions, I think, if we do move in this direction. I would like to see some of these changes that are being made to this ordinance, I think, are unnecessary. I don't know why it would be required that the Director of Community Development and Tourism must live in Warren County, why the IT Director needs to be in Warren County, as opposed to, I understand the desire from some of my fellow council members to have the town manager live in town, have the chief of police live in town. But I do think that some of these are going to hamstring future councils as they're trying to find quality candidates in our region for these departments.
Anyone else?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I would like to second what Councilman Conley said as well. I think that it's been equivocated that because I wasn't for making people live within Warren County or the town, or work for the town, that I didn't want to hire local or recruit from local talent. I think that's the opposite of what I've tried to state before. Love to hire local talent. I just don't believe in forcing people to move to the area or relocate if they're 2 miles outside of the county to live within the county or live within the town in order to work and be a part of the town. And because of that, I'm not in favor of how this is structured and written tonight, and I won't be voting for it.
Mr. Mayor, I'm kind of concerned about when you pay people a six-figure salary, that this money going to other communities. We as a council have taken the position that we like local, we like to hire locally. But if we don't impress upon people that we want people to live, spend, and be dedicated to this community. Now, maybe not living directly in town is the top priority, but living within the community. That's where we educate our kids, that's where we spend our money, and that's my feeling about this thing. If they can't accept the community as a place of employment, I've had many jobs over my years of experience and work life, and I lived within the community or very near. I didn't spend time in Europe by living in a completely different foreign country from where my headquarters was. I couldn't operate properly. So that's why I'm in favor of at least people living in the community. That's where I stand on this position.
Anyone else?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, sorry, just one more time, I just want to be really clear. What we're doing is forcing people to live here. We're not attracting them here. We're not saying that we have a wonderful place to be, a wonderful place to live, a great community to live in, and getting people to desire to live here. We are mandating that they must live here. Certainly, I see the logic behind the town manager and the chief of police position, being in the community that they're directly impacting on a daily basis. But I do think that there's some unnecessary language that forces directors to be here unnecessarily.
Any other members?
Mr. Mayor, I move that we amend the proposed ordinance to strike number 6, Director of Planning and Zoning, number 7, Director of Human Resources, number 8, Director of Community Development and Tourism, number 9, Director of Information Technology, and to renumber Town Engineer to number 6.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor for amendment. Second. Amendment dies for lack of second. Anyone else? Ms. Berry, roll call, please.
Councilman Connolly?
No.
Councilman Meza?
No?
Councilman Morrison?
No.
Councilman Seelock?
Yes.
And Vice Mayor T-Wall.
Yes.
Okay. Moving along, we'll address that issue again in another work session, Joe, in the future sometime. All right, moving on to number 9, Tourism Zone Performance Agreement by Properties LLC. Ms. Berry.
Council is requested to approve 2 tourism zone performance agreements for Vibe Properties LLC for their 2 rehab projects located on Main Street as presented. Both projects qualify for tourism zone incentives based on Town Code Chapter 7574C. A performance agreement is required to be approved by council before any incentives are provided.
Mr. Mayor, I move that council approve 2 tourism zone performance agreements for Vibe Properties LLC for their 2 rehabilitation projects located at 120 through 124 East Main Street and 205 East Main Street as presented.
Second?
Okay, we have a motion, have a second. Any discussion?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, this is exactly the kind of project that we wanted to see happen when we approved these performance agreements. I'm really glad that Vibe Properties LLC is taking advantage of it, and I'm very excited about what's going on Main Street with this project.
Anyone else? Ms. Berry, roll call, please.
Councilman Connolly?
Yes.
Councilman Meza?
Yes.
Councilman Morrison?
Yes.
Councilman Seelock?
Yes.
And Vice Mayor T-Wall.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Number 10, council approval, request for public hearing resolution to authorize the initiation of condemnation and eminent domain proceedings of temporary construction easement for the Chrysler Road Bridge. Ms. Berry.
Town council has determined that the public safety and interests require that the Chrysler Road Bridge spanning Happy Creek at the intersection of Chrysler and Remount is in need of replacement due to its age and deteriorated condition. To that end, the town engaged Mattern and Craig, the engineers, to assist the town in planning and building the bridge. There is an attached plat. And the larger triangular portion west, which is the temporary construction easement, as noted, only needs to be a temporary construction easement when construction for the bridge is completed. Mr. Lockhart's property can be completely restored and returned to him in pristine condition. The smaller triangular crosshatched area just to the east is already paved. Once construction is completed, will be returned to Mr. Lockhart in the same condition as before. Town staff has offered Mr. Lockhart $10,000 for a temporary construction easement for the small portion the town needs for construction on the west side of his property. The town previously has sent him, as well as a smaller triangular cross-hatched area on the east side of the property at the junction of Chrysler and Remount. Based on the comparable values obtained, the town offered Mr. Lockhart $25,000 to purchase outright to obtain simple title and to these 2 areas. The town's thinking was that if it owned this property, it would be advantageous to both the town and Mr. Lockhart in maintaining the bridge and repairing it in the event of flood damage. Mr. Lockhart rejected both these offers. He has also made it clear he was not interested in conveying to the town a temporary construction easement. Mr. Lockhart made it clear that he might only be interested in an outright conveyance and fee simple to the town of those 2 pieces of land in needs for the combined sum of $100,000 as sum of money, which if paid by the town would be a gross waste of taxpayers' money. The law pertaining to condemnation, eminent domain proceedings, is that prior to initiating condemnation proceedings, the governing body shall, after a public hearing, adopt a resolution or ordinance approving the proposed public use and directing the acquisition of property for the public use by condemnation of other means. The resolution or ordinance shall state the use to which the property shall be put and the necessary therefore. And the town attorney is requesting the town council authorize the advertisement for this public hearing once a week for 2 weeks.
Mr. Mayor, I move the council authorize for public hearing once a week for 2 consecutive weeks. The attached proposed resolution in such local newspapers as is usually used for advertisements for public hearings by the town of Farmville.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second, any discussion?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to ask our town attorney, even though we're considering not doing a public hearing, if we sit down and discuss this with Mr. Lockhart, we can still negotiate and have this finalized prior to the time the bridge starts construction. Is that correct?
That is correct, yes, sir.
Okay, anyone else? Ms. Berry, roll call, please.
Councilman Connolly?
Yes.
Councilman Meza?
Yes.
Councilman Morrison?
Yes.
Councilman Seelock?
Yes.
And Vice Mayor Tiwa?
Yes.
Thank you.
Great, thank you, John. Next on the list is council approval for liaison committee meeting items. Ms. Berry.
Council is requested to approve the addition or subtraction of any items to the liaison committee meeting agenda, which is scheduled for July 20th of this month.
Mr. Mayor, I move the council approve the additions and subtractions of items for the liaison committee agenda of July 20th, 2017.
Second.
Have a motion, second, any discussion? Ms. Berry, roll call, please.
Councilman Connolly?
Yes.
Councilman Meza?
Yes.
Councilman Morrison?
Yes.
Councilman Seelock?
Yes.
And Vice Mayor Tiwa?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to item number 12, council approval clerk of the works contract. Ms. Berry.
Council is requested to approve the bid from JTS LLC in the amount of $173,400 for the construction of the new police department.
Mr. Mayor, I move the council approve the bid from JTS LLC in the amount of $173,400 for the construction of the new police department.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Meza?
I think this is a great thing. This is a contract position to basically manage the project for our police department. The sum dollars of $173,400 works out to be less than 2% of the total project cost. The easiest way to look at this, hiring this position in my mind, is our contingency. Most construction projects of this magnitude have a contingency built in case there's cost creep. And by hiring this position, it will allow us to have a dedicated individual to watch over this project and to advocate for the town and to make sure that there is no more additional cost creep in the construction of the police department building. It's a critical position. It's a common practice to have this individual overseeing a project. And we as a town don't have this resource because we don't build buildings of this magnitude on a frequent basis. So I think that staff has done a wonderful job of vetting out different contractors who can provide this service and allow us the flexibility to control our total contract for JTS LLC. And so I appreciate what they've done for it, and I'm glad they're going to be able, hopefully, to move forward with this.
Anyone else?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. I'm in favor of getting the clerk of the works. I think it's something very important that we need. But the question I have to our town manager, do we have the funds to appropriate this money?
Yes, we do, Mr. Tiwa.
Okay.
Anyone else?
Mr. Mayor, my question always comes to the point that, yes, this is a very necessary position since we don't have a town engineer that follow these buildings as any phase that we have. So I'm going to vote in favor of this
Anyone else? Ms. Berry, roll call, please.
Councilman Conley?
Yes.
Councilman Meza?
Yes.
Councilman Morrison?
Yes.
Councilman Selah?
Yes.
And Vice Mayor T-Wall?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, item number 13, council approval, purchase of power transformer for Manassas substation. Ms. Berry, when you get a chance.
Sure. On June 13th, the bid opening for the purchase of a new medium power transformer for the Manassas substation was held. The town received 6 responses. The lowest quotation received was from the Virginia Transformer Corporation, which is on the tax sheet included. Southeastern Consulting Engineers recommends award for the purchase of a new medium power transformer for the Manassas substation be made to Virginia Transformer for a cost of $340,528.
Mr. Mayor, I move the council approve a bid from Virginia Transformers Corporation for a medium power transformer in the amount of $340,528 for the Manassas substation.
Second.
We have a motion, second, any discussion? Hearing none, Ms. Berry, roll call.
Councilman Conley?
Yes.
Councilman Meza?
Yes.
Councilman Morrison?
Yes.
Councilman Selah?
Yes.
And Vice Mayor T-Wall?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. John, would you lead us into closing, keeping in mind that the afternoon is off the table?
Mr. Mayor, I move the council convene and go into closed meeting for the following purposes. Discussion and consideration of resignation of a town council member and the appointment of prospective candidates for appointment to fill the vacant town council position pursuant to section 2.2-3711A1 of the Code of Virginia, and consultation with legal counsel employed or retained by a public body regarding specific legal matters requiring the provision of legal advice by such counsel, including possible pursuing of a special election for a town council member pursuant to section 2.2-3711A7 of the Code of Virginia.
Second.
We have a motion, second. Everybody, Ms. Berry?
Councilman Conley?
Yes.
Councilman Meza?
Yes.
Councilman Morrison?
Yes.
Councilman Selah?
Yes.
And Vice Mayor T-Wall?
Yes.
Thank you.
And if the press would like to hang around, there may be a vote coming out of the close. Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, I move that town council certify that to the best of each member's knowledge is recognized by each council member's affirmative vote that only such public business matters lawfully exempted from open meeting requirements under the Virginia Freedom of Information Act, as were identified in the motion by which the closed meeting was convened, were heard, discussed, or considered in the closed meeting by council, and that the vote of each individual member of council be taken by roll call and recorded and included in the minutes of the meeting of town council.
Second.
Mr. Morrison?
Yes.
Mr. Seelock?
Yes.
Mr. T-Wall? Yes. Clark, aye. John?
Yes.
Jake?
Yes.
There will be no vote tonight. Thank you.